Have you ever dreamed of making that truly incredible ice cream at home? You know, the kind that's so rich and creamy, it's way better than anything you can buy in a store? Well, you are in the right place. We are about to break down what might just be the last homemade ice cream recipe you'll ever need.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. That's a direct quote from the amazing Melissa Clark at the New York Times. I know, it's a pretty bold claim, right? But stick with me here because you're about to see exactly why she's so confident.
Because what we're talking about here is just textural perfection. Something that's ridiculously silky, super rich, but somehow doesn't feel heavy. And you want to know the best part? It's a total blank canvas. It's ready for any flavor you can possibly dream up.
So, what's the big secret? Well, it all comes down to the foundation. The real magic here isn't some rare, expensive ingredient. It's all about creating the absolute perfect custard base. Yep, we're talking about a classic egg custard base. See, it's the egg yolks that give this ice cream that luxurious, velvety mouthfeel. That's the thing that separates pretty good ice cream from truly unforgettable ice cream. It really is all about that texture. And just look at this list. I mean, it's so simple, right? No weird powders, no chemical stabilizers, just honest-to-goodness, high-quality ingredients. Oh, and whatever you do, do not skip that tiny pinch of salt. That is the secret weapon that makes all the other flavors just sing. And here's what's so brilliant about this recipe. You're in complete control. Want something a little lighter on a hot day? Just tweak the ratio of milk to cream. Prefer a less intensely rich custard? You can totally dial back the number of egg yolks. It's actually designed for you to make it your own.
Okay, so we've got our ingredients. Now comes the most important part, the technique. This is where we turn these simple items into something, well, something spectacular.
All right, let's walk through the 5 key steps. First, you gently heat your dairy with the sugar and salt. Then, and listen up, this is the most critical part, you're going to temper the eggs by slowly whisking in some of that hot cream. After that, everything goes back in the pot, you cook it till it's thick, and finally, you strain it and let it chill. Sounds straightforward, right? Okay, let's talk about that crucial point in step 2, tempering. If you pour your hot cream into the yolk slowly while whisking like crazy, you gently raise their temperature, and you get this beautifully smooth, silky custard. But if you rush it and just dump the eggs into the hot pot, bam, you've got sweet scrambled eggs. That one little moment of patience is literally the difference between perfection and disaster. So, how do you know for sure when your custard is perfectly cooked in step 4? Here's the classic can't mess it up test. Dip a spoon into the custard, pull it out, and run your finger across the back. If it leaves a clean, clear path that doesn't run back together, it's done. It's a foolproof visual cue. You just know it's ready.
All right, once your custard is cooked and perfectly smooth, it is time to chill. Because it's in this next stage, the magic of churning, that this liquid gold really transforms into the ice cream we've all been waiting for. And I really cannot stress this enough. Your base has to be very cold before it goes anywhere near your ice cream machine. I'm talking at least 4 hours in the fridge, but honestly, overnight is even better. And here's why. A colder base churns faster. A faster churn means smaller ice crystals, and that is the science behind getting the absolute smoothest, creamiest texture possible. It's not magic, it's physics.
Here's another little pro tip for you. Churning doesn't just freeze the base, it also whips in air. So the longer you let it go, the more air gets in there, and the lighter and fluffier your ice cream will be. If you're after that really dense, rich, almost gelato-style texture, you'll actually want to churn it for a little less time. It's a simple choice. More air for light, less air for rich.
And now we get to the absolute best part. We've mastered this base, which, by the way, is delicious all on its own. But its true genius is that it's a canvas. This is where we unlock an entire world of flavor possibilities. So think of this as your creative roadmap. For something aromatic, like a real vanilla bean, you just let it steep in the warm cream. For fruits, you'll make a simple puree and stir it in before chilling. For a salted caramel, you build that flavor right in the pot from the very beginning. And for nuts, you just whisk in a paste. See? Each category has its own simple, brilliant technique. And once you get these methods down, you can get really creative. I mean, just imagine this. Goat cheese cherry. A little bit tangy, a little sweet, totally unexpected, and absolutely delicious. Or what if you use that caramel method to create something a bit warmer, more sophisticated, like a butterscotch bourbon? You just add a little splash of bourbon right before you chill the base. Incredible.
And of course, it's perfect for the classics too. This very same base is your starting point for the ultimate rocky road. The possibilities, I'm telling you, are genuinely endless. Okay, let's wrap up with a few final pro tips. A tiny splash of vodka can help keep your ice cream from getting too icy in the freezer. You can easily make this dairy-free with some good quality coconut cream and milk. And now for the big one. Your base should always taste a little too sweet before you churn it. The cold actually dulls our taste buds, so you have to overcompensate just a little bit to get that perfectly balanced final flavor.
So there you have it, the blueprint. You've got the technique, you understand the science, and hopefully you have some inspiration. It's a perfect, silky, versatile base that puts all the creative power right in your hands. So the only real question left is, what flavor are you going to create first?